It's going to be a great start to the video right there. When everyone's going to start with a little, who we got here? A little Demi Lovato to start my screencastify. Can't wait till Michaela and Bella see that. Here, we'll test them right now. Bella, Michaela, we're testing you right now to see if you actually watch this, because you're gonna talk about this exact moment in class tomorrow. Okay. All right. So you have a note paper. Okay, I printed them out just so you don't have to write a lot of things down. Okay. Now, today we're talking about inequalities. Okay, and you have a definition right there for inequalities. Inequalities are, it's a statement that two quantities are not equal. The quantities are compared by using the following signs. Okay, obviously you can see the signs right in front of you, but you've got greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or greater than or less than. Or greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. Mess that up a little bit there. So I have all my signs right there. We also have at the very right there a not equal to, if that's something that comes up at some point. Yes, I can. Yep, you do have the definition right on that paper to your right. If you don't want to write it down. But an inequality is a statement that two quantities are not equal. The quantities are compared by using the following signs. Okay, so all of chapter 2 we spent solving equations. Now we're going to do the exact same thing, except there's no equal signs this time. Instead, there's inequalities. Okay, so let's look at the first one here. All right, so I have m is less than or equal to -3. Okay. Now, let's talk about this. There's nothing we can solve here. They've already given us the answer that m is less than or equal to -3. Now we've got to start graphing a little bit. Okay, and we have different quantities here. So if it says that x is less than 5, it means that all of the values have to be less than x. So my arrow is pointing to all of the values that are less than negative, or that are less than 5. Why do you think I have an arrow at the end? Cole? It goes on. It could go all the way to -438,962. Okay? You don't know. It's going on forever. There's no limits to this. All right, the next one I have. X is greater than -1. So which way is this going to have to be pointed if x is greater than -1? Bella?
It's going to point to the right.
It's going to point to the right to all the numbers greater than -1. So if I go and look, all my numbers greater than -1. Okay? Now, Carson, you're going to notice just a slight difference here, and I'm calling on you to notice this slight difference. Okay? Now I have x is less than or equal to 1/2. Okay? So you see, it's less than, so it's pointing to all the values that are less than 1/2. Okay? What's the one difference here that you see in the two graphs? Still on Carson.
The dot filled in.
The dot's filled in. And what does the dot obviously mean? Josh? It's equal to, so it can be 1/2. If I fill in the dot, it's equal to. If I don't fill in the dot, it's not equal to. Okay, it should be, I mean, I think that kind of just makes sense. Like, if I'm including it, fill it in. I don't know. And then this one here is x is greater than or equal to 0. So you notice that I've filled in my dot at 0, and I'm pointing to all the numbers that are greater than 0. Okay, so let's do one on our own. You should have the same graph right there. You should have everything that we need. Okay, m is going to be less than or equal to. So am I going to put a open dot or a filled in dot at -3, Mackenzie? I am going to put a filled in dot. Good. Now, some people like to put them right on the line. I kind of prefer going above the line. I think it makes it a little bit easier to understand. It's totally up to you, though. So I'm going to fill in my dot at -3. Now, it's m is less than. So which way does my arrow have to point? Becca?
Left.
It has to point to the left to all the numbers that are less. And that's what we get. Okay, that was the worst arrow I've ever made. Incredible. That is so bad. Yeah, there's no limit. All right, there we go. So I've got m is less than or equal to -3. Great. Let's try it on. All right, go ahead and do that one. C is greater than, or equal, no, I'm sorry, just greater than 2.5. Yes, sir.
I'm pretty sure there's a thing to make a line with an arrow to the left.
That's no fun. That's too easy. That just makes too much sense for me to do.
I go with the dotted line.
All right, so Mullen says I need an open dot, right, Mullen? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Mullen's game day mood today.
For real.
All right, so we got my open dot is at 2.5. Again, I like to put them on top. You don't have to. And then if it's greater than, where does my arrow have to point, Elena?
To the right.
To the right. To the right. To the right. Better. Better. I went with the not filled in. I don't know. And then on C, okay, we just have to do a little bit of solving first, okay? So this is T is less than -1 plus 3 is
-2.
You.
2.
What?
All right, so I end up with 5 times 2, and then T is going to be less than 10. Okay, so go ahead and graph T is less than 10. Yes, Lydia? So there's nothing to distribute to here. If there was a variable in here, then I would say distribute. But in this case, there's just 2 numbers. So I can just add what's inside the parentheses.
I still got the same one.
You will.
Yeah.
Ethan, you good? Yep. All right, so T is less than negative, or is less than 10. So open or close dot, Kaylin.
See?
Yep.
Oh, plus open.
Open dot, and it's less than, so I'm going to point that. All right, and go ahead and finish the last one up if you haven't yet. Now this sometimes throws people for a loop, okay, when the variable's on the right side instead of the left side. You can flip this, just keep it in the same order. So W, make sure that my Pac-Man sign is facing the opposite way because I'm flipping it, and 0 if that helps you at all. Okay, so now I have W is less than or equal to 0. I'm going to put a close dot and point it. Are there any questions about anything there? Okay.
You're recording. They're gonna see you perfecting the arrow.
They are. All right, write the inequalities shown by each group here. Okay, why don't you guys take 3 minutes and go ahead and write all of them. Give them your best shot. Sure. Not equals.
I mean, less than 2.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
I did these.
Wow. Josh is over here going,
I did them last year.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Sweat.
What would the kids say these days? Josh is going sweat mode over here. Last year someone would have said sicko mode. Hi.
What's up?
Maybe I'll give you more time to get your homework done tomorrow in class and not have to work your game on. Anyway, I made the homework assignment easier last night. Okay. Do we have an inequality for A? Cole,
X is
where'd you get X from?
it's variable.
Yeah, just pick a random variable, okay. X.
X is less than 2.
Do I put a line underneath?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not the dot is equivalent.
Fine. B. Bella.
I did M.
YN.
I said M.
At YM.
That's a variable.
Okay.
Greater than or equal to 0.5.
0.5?
No, negative.
Yep. And C. Lydia.
X.
YX. Okay, I'm just being annoying now. Alright.
Is less than 2.5.
Good. Nice. Any questions on anything there? We good? Alright, let's try it out one time here. I think I have a little reading math here, okay? I try to avoid any of these slides at all costs because nobody likes to read math. I mean, come on now. But it says no more than means less than or equal to. Okay, think about that. If I tell you, Kaden, there is no more than 20 questions on the homework assignment tonight. What are you expecting?
It's less than 20 questions.
Or exactly 20. Okay, good. And then if I say, I don't know, Ryan, you at least got a 30% on the quiz. What am I trying to say there?
I got 30 or more. 30.
You got a 30% or higher, yeah. I mean, that's probably true. Maybe. Okay, so it says that a store's employees earn at least $8.50 per hour. Define a variable and write an inequality for the amount the employees may earn per hour. Graph the solution. All right, so X is our variable. Why did I pick it? Because I just thought about it. Okay, and it says earns at least $8.50 per hour. At the very least, they make $8.50. So that means that they have to be greater than or equal to. If it's a very bad week, or I'm sorry, if it's a very bad month or something and the business isn't doing that well, they're guaranteed $8.50 an hour. So, what can X be? X is going to be, and then I'm going to have 8.5 over here. Where's my inequality going to have to face? Jake?
To the right? Or no, to the left. Well, what are
Here,
you
let's
talking about?
let's go into basic terms here. Is Pac-Man going to eat the
It's
X?
gonna eat the X.
Okay, good. Is that all I want though?
No, you want the equal sign.
Yes, I need to put the equal sign on the bottom because they could still make exactly $8.50. Okay, good. And then you're going to go ahead and graph this. All right, so you take our graph here. I graph it at $8.50. Okay, and where's my arrow have to point? Oh, to the right because I can still make. Nice. Okay. we're gonna move on now. So go ahead and turn the page. We're skipping example 3 skipping ahead to here. Section 3.2. Now we're gonna solve equations. Okay? Or solve inequalities, which is a lot of the same basic stuff. We're skipping the definitions and moving to the first one. Okay? It's the same exact, Ethan, as if there was an equal sign. So I want you to pretend that there's an equal sign there for a second. How am I going to get x by itself, Ethan?
Subtract 12.
Whew. Made me nervous there for a second. Good. I subtract 12. I subtract 12. I end up with x is less than 8. Okay. Now, I'm going to let you know a little Mr. Stiles' secret. Okay? Graphs are not fun to make, but I can show you how to make them very basic here, Braden. Okay? Braden, what number do I have to have my dot at? 8. So I'm going to put an 8 right there. Okay? Over here, this is less than, I'm putting a 7. Over here, I'm putting a 9. Done. That's as basic of a graph as you can make right there. Okay, it still looks pretty. Okay? And then it's less than, so it's an open dot. And where am I going to point my arrow to? Okay.
The left.
Alright. Go ahead and try B. And C.
I didn't do wrong. Simple thing the first time.
I don't like how you write your Q's.
Why would I have the
Hey, Belle, back up. So I was pretending Bella was sitting there. Oh yeah, I'm just talking. Here, since she's on the video. Hey Belle, everything going good? Who else is in here? Naomi. Hey, what did you do to get D by itself over here?
I did +5 to -7.
Good. And you ended up with D is greater than?
-2.
Okay. And then if you're using the spot method for easy graphing, throw the -2 in the middle. What would I need to have over here? I could see people getting this backwards. Leah,
-1.
you have to go to the higher values. So -1, and then over here you need -3. And I need an open dot at -2, pointing where? To the right. Thanks, Hayden. And same thing here. Add 3.5, add 3.5, end up with Q is less than 11. Put the graph down here. Same thing. I put my 11, my 12, my 10, open dot. You know what, Ryan? When I grade your tests now, I'm just gonna laugh hysterically when I see a mistake. So here, I'm gonna give you guys the last 15 minutes. I'm gonna finish grading Ryan's test, and if you hear me start just chuckling like crazy, you know what happened, okay? All right, let's do one word problem, and we're calling it a day. like.
No, you
That would be fun. Of course I like one.
what you just do for the people watching, we'll definitely watch it too.
Let's do these, okay? Write an inequality to represent each statement. Solve the inequality and graph. Let's do both of those. Better get grading here. Is it a home game day?
Today?
Yeah.
No, it's actually.
I'm announcing 8th grade football on Wednesday, and then 9th grade football on Thursday. I want to try to get a soccer game. I mean, do you guys do much announcing?
We announce players and then do the national anthem and stuff.
And then, like, does the announcer, like, stay there? So, like, you guys get a goal, I could be on there, like, goal! Yeah. Does it ever, like, anybody get into it like that, or no?
Not really, they don't really do any cool stuff.
Mm.
The
I
announcer's
love
kind of
when you
lame
sing
right
the
now.
national anthem.
We need somebody to spice it up, you know?
Okay.
When you sing the national anthem, I'll go to a soccer game if you do that.
Sing the national anthem?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or just
God.
yell it.
Did anybody have Mr. Carter when they were in, like, elementary school? There's a funny story about Mr. Carter playing a college baseball game. He was injured, so they had him up running the scoreboard, and the national anthem disc wasn't working. And the coaches, like, looked up and was like, sing it! And Mr. Carter sang the entire national anthem. Okay, the difference of a number and 3 is greater than -9. What was your inequality that you wrote here? Carson, was that a hand up? Good. Merritt.
W equal, or W minus 3 is greater than -9.
Good. And then you solved it, right?
Yeah.
So you added 3, added 3, ended up with W is greater than -6. And then you graphed it.
Yeah.
Okay? And you should have had something like -6, -5, -7, an open dot pointing where?
That way.
To the right.
Yeah.
Good. How about 7 is less than or equal to 4? Yes, Lena? Oh, sorry. 7 is less than or equal to 4 more than a number. What was your inequality?
I got 3 is less than or equal to x.
Give me it before you solved it.
Oh, 7 is less than or equal to x plus 4.
Good. And then you subtract 4, and ended up with 3 less than or equal to x, and then you flipped it. I think that always helps. If you don't want to flip it, that's fine. But I think that helps to graph it. Okay? And then you should have ended up with 3, 4, 5, filled in dot, pointing where, Elena?
2. Is the left.
What did I do here?
You said a 5.
Oh.
It's supposed to be 2. Ha ha ha.
Okay, pointing where? Okay, your homework is posted on Canvas. I've given you 15 or so minutes to work on it. Let's take advantage of that. Okay? Now, there may or may not, okay, you can decide which one it is, be a word problem or two on there like the ones that I skipped. Okay? Please give it your best shot. I'm not going to grade it for correctness, but I'd like you to try. And I promise tomorrow we'll be ready to clear them up once you go. But I want you to try first instead of me just laying it out for you. Okay? You've got 15 minutes though, please take advantage of it, okay? I'm giving you my class time. Don't waste it. I'm going to grade, yes.
So, Mr. Carter's actually made it.
Really?
Yeah.
Coach Carter. He was my JV baseball coach. Coach Carter. Did I play?
Yeah.
Guess. Nope.
Ben.
What's this guy mulling? Thinks he's got jokes at it. I was first base. He said bench. Alright, I gotta find out where Ryan's is at. I'm just ready to go. I gotta start practicing my fake laugh. Is this Ryan's? No.
Wait, we have to do Would you just read word for some of these?
What's up?
Just read word for some of these?
Some of them you really can't.
Yeah.
I do have a saying as well. If your graphs are trash, I'll throw them in the trash. So I don't know how interactive. Like I can't like my first year, this kid could not graph neat at all. So I just started throwing his homework in the trash and telling him to redo it. Probably pretty mean, but he laughed about it. I can't really. If you turn them in on Canvas, I can't really throw them away. It's a little, he's moody. Sometimes he works, sometimes he doesn't. Try emptying him out. Might help. Chester. Oh, you guys are just rocking right now. Oh, we might be able to make time for it. Hey, he'll take care of Chester. Oh, I think this is Ryan's. Nope. Oh, I should probably stop the recording. Hopefully they don't